Greetings from Bangkok, Thailand, and welcome to the 30 Minutes Promoting Unity in Diversity with Wanayran Angerer in Moving Cultures. Today is Saturday, and we are celebrating life with a beautiful guest from India. She is the number 139 in our list of speakers in this series. She is a woman that has understood the power of movement, dance, music, and expression in order not only to transform communities, but to understand her own power. And her name is Ananda Urja. Hello, Ananda. How are you?
Hello, Vani. I'm good. How are you?
Very happy that you accepted our invitation to talk about your life, your journey. What is the future presenting for you, and how the situation of this crisis that we all have faced has changed you? So, who is Ananda Urja?
Firstly, I thank you for having me here on this forum. Thank you. Who is Ananda Urja? Yes. I am a Bharatanatyam dancer, a choreographer, and also a dance therapy practitioner, basically. So I started learning Bharatanatyam, which is Indian classical dance, at the age of 4. I should be very thankful to my mom because she wanted to learn and it was her unfulfilled desire. So she wanted me to learn. And when I joined, I was not at all interested, I didn't like, because it's quite technical and you have the aesthetics are so deep. But over a period of time, I just fell in love with this art form. And as I went on, I tried to learn other art forms, dance forms also, like the Western dance, the couple dances, then belly dance, and any other freestyle dance. And I noticed that it made me happy. It became my passion in life. So I wanted to become a dancer, great dancer one day, or a choreographer. That was my dream, childhood dream. And as I went on, I encountered this beautiful girl. She was only 9 years old, and she just happened to drop into my dancing school. By then, I had already started teaching dance to others. So she just dropped in, her mother got her, and she is basically a spastic child.
Mm-hmm.
So she had a mental and physical disability. And her mother said, she loves to dance. Can you do something with her? But when I saw that she's a spastic child, um, I didn't know what to do with her, because I would teach something and she would do something. She had her own limitations. But I said, okay, it's okay, I will do it. Then at the end of 4 months or 5 months, one day her mother comes and hugs me and she cries, saying, my daughter is able to hold a pencil and write. And she's able to speak in sentences than broken words. So that touched me. I said, dance is powerful. There's something in it. And I went on to Google, search, search, search. I think 9 long years I did research and search. Finally, I got to know there's something called dance therapy, which is happening across the world. But in India, there's hardly like one or two people who have got into India and they started doing it and teaching. So finally, I got into this course of dance and movement therapy. I got trained and I slowly started working with the special needs. But before going and teaching to the special needs, I had gone through some very depressing and devastating situations in my life. And this dance and movement therapy kind of broke me inside, within me. I broke open into a free life. I said, wow, life is this beautiful. You can live free, you can be happy. Something happened within me. I said, okay, why don't I share this? Go do it with other people also. And I started working with special needs, not just special needs. I use this technique even to the so-called neurotypical, the normal people, I called it wellness, programs, like a holistic wellness programs. And I started working with different sects of people, be it school children, teachers, or even the senior citizens. I started working with across, and I see a huge amount of when people get back saying, "Wow, this is great." Movement has magic, and it is kind of transforming their lives too. And that's where I am today.
Ananda, you said a word like special abilities, because sometimes when we talk about disabilities, we are bringing individuals into a non-capable space. I know that you usually use different abilities, right? Because we all have different ways of projecting and doing things.
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
Okay. Like you said, these children or adults, if you see each one are really creative and unique. Each one, they may look disabled or whatever to the so-called, we feel we are normal, basically. That's how we have created a picture. But that's not the case. They are also normal. But it looks, oh, they are not eating this way, they're eating in a different way. But that is what the society, and we have pictured that this is normal. We have made a rating, we have made a scale, we have made a number, we have made a shape. This is what is normal, but actually that's not the way it is. I have so many students, they are so good at creativity. It could be painting, and I can't paint like them. I call myself normal, but I can't paint like this child Tanisha. And there are so many kids who are very good at playing music, another keyboard, and most of them are very good at their handwork, like do the clay, the pottery or the toys. And it could be even paper making, handmade paper making. And some are very precise. You just give them the measures and they stick to it, but they do it in their own way. I don't see anybody as disabled, actually. It's just that they are unique in their own way. They have a special quality in them, which we feel it's not normal.
Ananda, there is also the stigma to think that special challenges in a person are only physical, but we also talking about mental and emotional challenges, that people that is not able to get out of the house because they have fears or they have certain perception of their persons, in depression, and different issues that are not visible, and sometimes they are not properly understood. How do the dance and the music and the creative arts also help this population?
Actually, I would say this population is actually like they're angels. You can't ask them to tell a lie. You can't ask them to act. They're very natural beings. If you see, other than the disability, what you see, they don't have other diseases like what the normal or the common man have. I have, with my own experience, one of our family members lived longer without any the normal diseases like BP, diabetes, without that. So they're very natural beings, but because of the social stigma, then they're not normal. They have undergone a lot of fear, inferiority complex, and which in turns brings out aggression and anger in them, and they don't want to go out into the community or talk to the other people and socialize. So what happens with dance and movement therapy is, this is a very special technique, I would say. It lets the person to be yourself. This is not something like I would say, okay, move like this, move like that, do this. We are not going to do that. So this allows the person to be able to move within your own constraint, or your own, if you're restricted, if the arm or leg is has restricted movement, so you're able to move only within your comfort zone. Not just that, this population, the disability population, what we call as, they're unable to express. Most of them are of course not verbal, non-verbal, and many of the parents and the community is not trained and prepared to be able to understand their non-verbal communication. So
Yes.
yeah, and this helps, the dance movement therapy helps them to express their emotions. Not just dance movement, even there is art therapy, music therapy. So that's the way, it's an outlet for them to express their emotions, whether it is sadness, happiness, and slowly the child or the adult comes into a comfort zone. The first person is the therapist, who, they start feeling, okay, I'm able to approach, I'm able to express. So slowly it starts from here. And when we do the group therapy sessions, so they get along with another group of, children or adult, and they see that there's something common in all of us, and they start exploring themselves and also trying to learn the other and to be able to communicate, socializing. Yes.
Practically what you're saying is that the unity and the diversity is applied directly into the healing process of dance movement, because
Yes.
you start from the inner self and then you start moving out of
Exactly.
your core.
Exactly.
Let's talk a little bit now about the cultural power. For example, I see you beautifully dressed, beautiful accessoires. We have the goddess of dance on the table, colors, the presentation of your hair. Let's talk about all those elements. How do they help you to become more confident and more connected with your own person and with your culture?
Yes. So when you say every country and every tradition has its own culture to emphasize one's gender, so it's especially women. We are. It's like the Indian culture has, you pierce the nose, you wear a bindi on the forehead, and there is a lot of science behind every practice we do. For example, the touring, what we use, touring, once the women are married, they wear tourings, silver tourings. And there is a science behind that. It's because the menstrual cycle of a woman becomes regular once the silver metal is touched onto the toes, and it is touching. Okay. So also, it's also to become the woman's fertility, to have that, what do I say?
Balance.
Yeah, balance.
Balance.
Yes, balance. So that is why women do not wear the tourings before. It's not considered as important before. So once she's married, it's a tradition that she wears on the wedding day the touring. And we are supposed to wear bangles. So the metal is, especially we are allowed to use the metal, the five metals: copper, silver, gold, or even the glass. So it touches the pulse over here.
Yeah.
So it is kind of calming down your blood pressure. Blood pressure. And the bindi, what we wear is, that we have a sixth chakra here.
Yes.
Yeah, so it is considered in India that women could be easily hypnotized and, taken away or misused or misbehaved with her. So in the olden days, it used to be like women are kind of vulnerable and they have to be protected. So this to cover this chakra, the sixth chakra, we keep bindi over there. So today, of course, in India, most of us are modernized and many people are just going away from it, and many are not aware of it also. They keep very small bindi or something like that, but we are supposed to keep something little bigger. even it could be round, or but something to cover the skin surface.
Exactly.
Yes.
So in a way, we're also talking about acupressure, a
Yes.
specific point, because also the ears
Yes.
have a connection with all the balance and center points in your face and your throat.
Yes.
Let's talk about the the bangles you use, but in your feet. It's like, and they make sound.
Yeah, the
The,
anklets.
the
Yes.
anklets. What is the story of the
So,
anklets?
anklet story, I'm not much aware about anklets, but it is supposed to be used. So, these are all the ends of our body, right?
Yes.
The extreme, the nose,
The ears.
the
Yeah.
feet, yeah.
Yeah.
So, it is always like the energy is flowing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it is all to balance oneself. It is all to
Okay.
balance our energy and the blood pressure, to have a balance. So this anklets also, it's I don't know, I've heard people saying it gives a kind of that noise, no, the jingle sound. It feels good in the house. Especially
Yeah.
see here, we allow the children to wear and they're running around in the house. It's so nice to
Yeah.
listen
I
to it.
also heard in my time living in India that the traditionally women also had the ankles to let people know that she's busy doing things at home, because
Yeah.
moving is moving
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
And
Right,
it's
right.
interesting also how the jewelry you use in your chest also is important to work on your throat and heart centers. What do you
Yes.
think about that?
So it's also basically to cover oneself. It's like the protecting the chakras. So
Mm-hmm.
and that is why here women wear saris. The sides are seen, but that's not an issue. It's not like nothing. They're not worried about it. But it's like this is covered and protected. We have a heart chakra here and throat chakra here. So
Mm-hmm.
it is basically, and also it is about the beauty. The
Mm-hmm.
woman wears all this. She looks more feminine and more
Exactly.
graceful. So I would say, with the Indian attire, with all the bindi and everything, a woman looks more graceful and feminine.
And it's interesting that it's not only in India, but in all Southeast Asia, you will
Yes,
find out, and also in tribal communities, you
yes,
find worldwide that accessories actually are more than the beauty they represent. Like
yes.
we were discussing, is a way of making awareness on yourself, because
Hmm.
at the moment that you have pierced yourself, it's taking certain energetic points, and it's
Yes,
pain, it's an acknowledgement of how you feel, and like you say, it's a representation of femininity, also masculinity, because male also use accessories for the war, yeah, or
yes,
for the
yes, yes,
specific rituals. Ananda, anyway, this is a conversation that is so complex, it's so beautiful, and I think we will
yes.
take hours talking about it. I would like to know more about how art has helped you to impact communities.
Uh, Firstly, I would say, it has. It's not, dance is not just for oneself. When while the audience is watching, they also should be able to get that joy in them. That's my concept. It's not like I want to go somewhere and prove that I'm a great dancer. That could be done with a lot of techniques, but if I'm not joyfully doing from within, I don't think so anybody can even smile looking at me dancing. So that always was there in my mind. And the first opening was during Christmas program. One church group invited me and a group of youngsters to go and dance in a cancer hospital, and a remand home. You know what is remand home for women
Yes.
especially. So that is the first time I actually saw these things. I was always inside the house, mother, father, comfort. I have the food I want to eat. So when I was 19-year-old, I went there. It was a cancer for 1-year-old babies. We were supposed to go there and dance and just share the Christmas
Spirit.
wishes. Yeah, but I was dancing, but in turn, all were happy, smiling. Palliative care patients are smiling. They're going to die any moment. But they just looked at us and they just smiled. That was like opening up for me, like, oh my God. There is so much joy you can share with the different community. Somebody is dying and still they're able to watch the dance, or even some were dancing with us. Next moment they're gone. So I'm very happy. I feel nice from within that this art, what I have learned, I'm able to share with the community.
And I think that you also understood through your compassionate spirit, that
Yes.
life is very relative, and life and death is exactly the same.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right. You're right.
yeah.
Also, that sense that always most of us are cribbing. Oh, I am in pain, I'm in trouble. No matter what we have, that day I realized my life is much better, and I started got this attitude of gratitude and
Mhm.
thanking God that thank you. Today, my life is really, really, better than whatever I'm seeing. That gratitude started coming in.
And I think that devotional element of the arts is something that you have cultivated through the years, because
Yes.
when you start to understand that it's important to understand your ego and to use it in certain moments, but not to be actually taken and dragged by the ego. Like you say,
Exactly.
using your talents only to let people know I'm so great, I'm so good doing this, instead of using it to connect and to let people be part of it, and be inclusive and say, we are celebrating together through our capacities, our skills, and our beauty. Like when you start to use your art as a collective inspirational tool, it is powerful. What do you think?
Definitely, definitely. So it is like we all our dances are based on the gods and goddesses. We are conveying that we thank the god and we are surrendering ourselves to the god. And we also worship Mother Earth. Just before doing the dance, we do the Namaskaram. That we
Mhm.
are actually yeah, we hold like this and we start. This is three fingers. One, two, yeah. So when we do the namaskaram, we actually thank the Mother Earth that we are stamping her and we are able to dance and
It's
thanking.
it's something very powerful and beautiful on the mudras, because at the moment
Yes,
that you do the connection, you feel like smiling and you feel like changing, right? It's a
definitely,
change. It's a changing moment. I have
definitely.
some images that I'm very quickly going to go through so people can see you. Okay, this is our event presentation. This is a encounter we had in Bangalore,
I know.
in your hometown. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about this experience. There is also a community time.
Yes, this is. I was working for a Steiner Foundation school. They have these special needs children, and what I did was I also enrolled my son into that school. So I wanted him to study in an inclusive school. So he sees, of course he is a neurotypical, so I just wanted him to study in the school, and so it was like a parents and teachers getting together and working together. We were doing some embroidery work, so it's a community work. So in this Steiner Foundation school, we have once a month community coming together and working together.
Very beautiful. Here you are also in the online classes. How is that experience, Ananda?
Lovely, you found the lovely pictures from Facebook. Yes, see, this has been COVID times have been quite challenging, where I used to go and connect with my students directly. So these kids are from the age of 5 to 9, and
Mhm,
due to COVID, we had to continue the classes. So we figured out that we do it online. It was quite challenging for me, because the video internet connection, it's buffering, you can't hear
mhm.
someone. But I try to, every class I try to make it more creative.
Exactly.
Sometimes I do memory games with dance,
Uh-huh.
memory game, right? With
Yes.
words of dance, like that. I keep making some fun activities in between.
Okay.
Again, yeah, this is with another special needs school.
Mhm.
We are just having a dance time. Yeah. My students.
Good
Yeah, this
story.
happened recently. I also give exams affiliated to the Karnataka board. We state board exams for Bharatanatyam. They conduct every year. Ah,
Okay.
this is one of my performances.
Okay.
This was recent, 2018.
Okay. Also. And now that we see you here, this is one of the most known uh, poses of Krishna, Lord Krishna. It's so beautiful, in the power of Krishna in the Bharatanatyam dance is iconic. So because we're getting close to the end of our 30 minutes conversations, Ananda, it's like, and I just feel we just started. Let's talk about the power of the mudras in order to allow us to connect with our inner self and also to heal and to transmit positive energy to others.
Yes. So, like even in movement therapy, the concept is you activate each and every cell of your body, and something called the happy hormones start working, right? So,
Mhm.
especially Bharatanatyam is one art which uses each and every part of the body. So, like I showed, this is supposed to be flute.
Mhm.
So we do this first, and then we keep the left hand here,
Mhm.
left hand, yes, yes, and then we keep the right hand. So showing that it's a flute. Yes. Okay. This is facing, yeah, correct, correct, correct. You did it right. This is
Yeah.
facing backward. Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. So just this
Okay.
thumb, yeah, exactly. So this is the flute of
Mhm.
Lord Krishna. So, um, and if you notice, you can see, right? There's so much energy passing in through every, finger, right?
Yeah,
There's a
and
stretch.
also the arms and the neck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also so in my picture, I'm just praising Lord Krishna, and I said, wow, you're a great, you're a God who takes care of me. So that was the expression in that. There are also other mudras, like this is called Tripataka Hasta.
Mhm.
Some of my friends say, oh God, I cannot do this. I can't hold this for a long time, because she's never danced, so she feels difficult. So something, this is called Alapadma. This is like a flower. So we do this and bud, and it opens up to a flower.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if I have to say, you have your eyes like the beautiful flower, you keep the left hand like this, left hand, and with right hand you show this ulta, make it turn your hand like, yes. So
Uh-huh.
you just look at the flower and you say your eyes are as beautiful as this flower.
And
Amazing.
Ananda, but it's great, because at the moment that you are doing the mudras under instruction and understanding the positions, you're actually working different parts of your body. It's like,
Yes, yes.
it's not so easy as it looks. Of course, there is a moment that you say it
Yeah,
flows, and
correct.
it becomes.
And see, this looks easy, but it's quite difficult for most of them. I mean, if you have then, so you first hold this like this, and then you open up all fingers, but in their own angle. Yeah. Now open the center finger. Yeah. Little lower. The middle finger will be lower. lower. Middle finger is down.
This one.
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
So you hold it in a particular. So if for a feminine, for a woman, we show like this.
Uh-huh. Okay, and then you feel the power here. You feel this part of the shoulder. You feel the hand, the neck, and the back also.
Yes, yes. Back is always straight. Most of the
Yeah.
time, it's always straight.
Wow, fantastic.
And this we show for a bird. So the woman, those days we used to send the love letters through the pigeons, right? So the women send talking to the pigeon. Have you sent it? Have you delivered it? Huh? What did this is the sense of talking to the birds? Did you meet him like that? You know, and sometimes this women is missing their lovers or husbands, so they show that feeling of seeing two birds are together on a tree. This is like love birds, so we do it both hands, we keep close like this, like this,
like this.
yeah, we show it on little high so that it's on a tree, so we show it and we say, oh, I'm feeling so sad, you know?
And then you do this when you're feeling sad.
Yeah, sad. And it's also very beautiful that on the stage when I'm dancing, I can also express my anger with, when you show the goddess Shakti or the Kali. In India, we worship the goddess, right? She's Kali, she destroys evil. So when we are depicting about it, I have to get that emotion. If I have to get that emotion, I have to imagine something, right? I have to get. So
make you feel.
I get one person. So she's trying and killing a demon. So I try and get some incident that happened in my life. I'm angry with that person. I put that person right there and kill.
You know,
so
Ananda.
I go out. Breathe.
Yes.
Kill. So I just strike and it's done.
And you know, it's fantastic because talking about dance movement and the projection of the emotions, usually people try to hide the negative emotions.
Exactly.
And it's very difficult for people to relate with negativity. And then the moment that anger comes is completely out of control, because they have not learned to understand their anger or their sadness or their capacity not to be available for certain situations, because sometimes we need to protect ourselves, but we are being taught that we always have to say yes.
Yes, not just that. This anger, if you're not expressing or if you're not letting it out, they become blockages, in turn create a disease in the body. Today, if than the olden days, if we have a lot of diseases, new diseases, it's because of all the pent up negative emotions within us.
Yeah.
That's one thing I got to understand out of my experience.
Yeah, and I think it's a great opportunity for people to connect through their own movement, like you say, to understand that it's not a competition. There is that you don't do it because you need to be the best, but you do it because you have to be the best within you. Exactly. It's about understanding your own capacities. Ananda, thank you so much. Could you please send a message to the new generation and the society regarding inclusion, unity, diversity, and participation?
Yes, definitely. I would always tell the new generation that all of us are running to create a name, create the money or the we are looking at going up in life in terms of numbers and possession. But I would say there is something beyond all that. That is the self. I would yes, you could do that, scoring marks, education, certificates, name, fame, but along with that, coming to your own self, there should be they should be able to strike a balance between the their own self and the worldly work they are doing. So that is one thing I would give out to the new generation.
Thank you, Ananda. And that really makes a lot of sense, that what we say, what we think, and what we do should be aligned. Yes. Because it's the only way we can have a complete and holistic appreciation of our person. And when we do that, we can appreciate others and
Yes.
make a difference as a group, as a
Yes.
collective.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. It has been wonderful. I didn't know how the 30 minutes went away. Lovely talking to you.
The same, Ananda. I send you a big hug from Thailand and looking forward to be able to give you a physical one. Blessings and musical kisses to you and your family.
Thank you, Vani. See you.
Bye-bye.